The thing is, man, I know with the type of content I make, people, it's in human nature to disagree. He didn't attack me. He was just countering my points in the near replicant review and stuff like that. But it's all good. Like, I respect him for what he did. So, I respect him for what he did. He's defending his favorite game. I do the same thing. Go down my channel. But it was at a point, man. It was like, I don't care, bro. Dude, I spoke to the dude in Discord. He's 19. I'm 22. But I just wanted to say I got no problem with you, bro. It's all good, man. Okay? It's all good. You got no beef over here, bro. But go sub up to the homie. I subbed to him. He subbed to me. It's all good, man. He just defended his game. But it's all good.
My Name is Death is a YouTuber with over 900 subscribers. If he doesn't sound familiar to you, you may have seen videos from him such as his Near Replicant review, Doom Eternal is trash, Genshin Impact is trash, and Mortal Kombat 11 is one of the worst video games ever. A few weeks ago, I made a video on Death's review on Near Replicant. If you haven't watched that, I'll put the link in the description. After I made a video on his review, My Name is Death joined my Discord server and we decided to have a little chat. He asked me questions about me and my video because for some reason he didn't bother watching the entire thing. Our conversation ended on a good note. We agreed on a few things and I countered some of his points on his Near Replicant review. And then we somewhat became friends. A day later, My Name is Death made a video talking about my response. It was an alright video, but it still had a few problems and bad points. An example being when I pointed out that his take on Nier's opening game was just aimless wandering around, which it very clearly was not. He responded to that saying that he was not talking about the tutorial, which, let's be honest, he very clearly was, because the tutorial is part of the opening game. Now let's get straight into it. This will be an exposed video on My Name is Death and why he is a YouTuber that lacks the ability to take any criticism and desperately tries to play victim. With all that said, let's get into the first part of the situation. It all started on Discord when I watched Death's take on the upcoming Demon Slayer game. For those of you that don't know, My Name is Death made a video explaining why he hates Demon Slayer, which is a game that is not even out yet. Worst of all, the video is mostly not even about Demon Slayer, it's just him straight up complaining about fighting games because of their mechanics and how some people will go their way to abuse these mechanics. I mean, it's almost as if they are a part of the game and some players will use that to their advantage. In most cases, there are obvious ways to counter these mechanics and Death is just going to ignore that. So the problem with his video is that he is intentionally misleading his audience about Demon Slayer, which is a game that's not out yet. He goes his way to complain about fighting games in general because of how some players will abuse these mechanics, and he uses those games as an excuse on why Demon Slayer was going to be terrible. First of all, you should not mislead your audience about a video game just by using other fighting games as an excuse on why it'll be bad. Because this proves nothing and only tells us that you don't like fighting games in general, and if that's the case then you should stop buying them. But then again, he wouldn't listen to that advice because he likes playing fighting games such as Naruto Shinobi Strikers. So right off the bat, he's contradicting himself about hating fighting games because of the mechanics, even though he plays a game like Shinobi Strikers which obviously makes you rely on mechanics that give you an advantage. Secondly, if you're tired about people abusing these fighting game mechanics online, then either you try to learn how to counter those strategies or don't play online at all. One guy in his comment section named TMO uses that exact same point and I would like to give him a shout out. And thirdly, you're literally pulling an Antimatter 360. You're hating on Demon Slayer even though it's not out yet. Antimatter did the same thing with Halo Infinite. So that's how it should have ended right there. I criticized his video and he would understand, right? No. Death comes to my Discord and spurges out in my server, completely throwing a tantrum just because I criticized his video on Demon Slayer. He says that we're talking behind his back even though he is literally in a public Discord server where he can see everything that we say. So we were technically not talking behind his back. He also dares us to come to his stream so that we could say it to his face, which would make absolutely zero difference since we would criticize you either way. It's not like saying it to you on stream will change anything at all, other than maybe fishing for clout for your subscribers, but we'll get to the clout fishing part in a minute. I tell Death my criticism towards his video and he dismisses it as just me bitching about it, which pretty much tells you that he's extremely egotistical, and later he completely spurges out towards me about my criticism towards him and my video on his review on Near Replicant right before he leaves the server. I mean, holy shit, imagine calling people pussies and then leaving their server because they dare to criticize your video for not only being misleading, but being nothing but an angry rant on why fighting games in general suck. Now from here on out, it only gets worse, because a day later, he makes a video talking about his personal life. This video was about Death's friends known as Storm and Sean, and he also talks about me for the other half of the video. Long story short, the video was him ranting on how his friends apparently turned against him over a joke they made. Right off the bat, this makes Death look pathetic as fuck, considering the fact that he ranted on how his friends said a joke, and Death once again spurges out. However, I think the conflict between him and his friends has been resolved, which is good to hear. Meanwhile, in the next part of his video, he rants on how I criticize his video on Demon Slayer, calling me out for basically doing my hobby on YouTube, which is commentary. He once again tells me that the point of showing other fighting games such as My Hero Wants Justice and Injustice 2 is to prove the point on why Demon Slayer is bad, which, let's be honest, that's a completely shitty argument because these games have nothing to do with Demon Slayer, and I fail to see how games mechanics in different fighting games apply to the game he's ranting about, which is not even out yet. I will have to once again remind you that you're just bitching about the game's mechanics, even though you as well could use them to your advantage, counter their strategies, or just don't play online. It's literally that simple, and for some reason Death cannot comprehend that. He also goes on to say that if I don't like his content, then I shouldn't watch it at all, which is extremely pathetic. This tells you that Death cannot take criticism, and instead of taking advice, he would just go his way to say that you're just talking shit, instead of countering his points. Also, he's basically saying that I shouldn't do commentary, even though I have the right to criticize his content no matter what he puts out. The fact that you're complaining about me criticizing content on YouTube is pretty hilarious to me, especially considering the fact that you yourself don't like my content, but guess what? You watch it anyway. So right off the bat, Death comes off as incredibly hypocritical, pathetic, and incredibly egotistical. And I say egotistical, especially since in one part of his video, he very clearly likes to suck his own dick by explaining why he loves his own music, which, let's be honest, his music is worse than that of Blank's. Yes, you heard me right. My Name is Death's music is worse than Blank's. I cannot believe he managed to accomplish that. It's completely bizarre to me. Now after he made that video, he decided to livestream. I decided to participate and leave a few comments. Storm and Sean did the same thing. Pretty much after the stream, it was concluded that Death is pretty much trying to play victim. He is still trying to explain how he is in the right even though none of us did anything wrong. He goes on to say that I should not be on Storm or Sean's side because I do not know them, which is highly irrelevant because it's the fucking internet. About 80% of my Discord members are people I don't know about. That doesn't mean I don't have the right to take their side depending on the situation they're in. Furthermore, you could apply that same logic to the over 900 subscribers you've achieved. Now here's where we get to the part where Death starts fishing for clout. When I criticize him in his live chat, he continues to play victim and make sure that his subscribers are on his side, which is pathetic as fuck. He's literally making sure that his subscribers are misinformed about me and his friends Sean and Storm. Perhaps the funniest part of this brawl between me and Death was when he used my mistake on BPB Productions to make me look like the bad guy, because God forbid that I make one mistake. I fail to see how my mistake on BPB Productions applies to the situation between me and Death. Now, surprisingly, this isn't the only time that Death has done some of these things. Believe it or not, he has had the same kind of conflict with a YouTuber named a British Potato, who made a video on Death based on the game Cyberpunk 2077. It was mostly just back and forth banter where there were no cohesive arguments. But now that we've gone through all of that, I was gonna make a response to his video about me and his friends, but that video was deleted. So the next best thing I can do is make a response to his video on Demon Slayer. So without further ado, let's check out this bullshit.
What's up, you guys? It's your boy Death, and welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be talking about the new Demon Slayer game, and social media links are in the description. Get that out the way.
So after digging deeper into Death's channel, you may notice that this is not the first time that he's talked about Demon Slayer. A few months ago, he made 3 videos at once talking about the game and how it sucks because it's just going to be a Storm clone, which absolutely nobody cares if it's a Storm clone because that's exactly what they want. Also, don't bother watching those 3 videos because he uses some of the same arguments as he is here. The only difference being that he is complaining how people will praise games like Demon Slayer for its storm elements, which is incredibly ironic because some of his favorite games of all time are My Hero One's Justice 2 and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Now, here's the thing, man. The new Demon Slayer game, I personally hate this fucking game, and it's not even out yet.
He hates Demon Slayer even though it is not out yet and we only got 6 minutes of gameplay. Haven't we heard that from somewhere before?
And today I'm here to tell y'all why. So for the past few weeks, I've been talking with my friends and on live streams, telling you guys why I was so pissed at the new Demon Slayer game. And I'm finna put it all in this one video.
You've already said your piece 3 times, my guy. There's absolutely no need to repeat yourself.
So I know I made videos in the past on this Demon Slayer game, and every video, every single sentence I said in those videos, I meant every single word. Because the Demon Slayer game truly pisses me the fuck off. I fucking hate this game personally, and I'm here to tell y'all why.
The only reason why you're pissed at the upcoming Demon Slayer game is because everyone likes it for being a Storm clone, which once again is completely ironic. However, once we dive into this video, he somehow comes up with an even worse excuse on why it'll be bad, and that he'll use other fighting games as an example.
So here's the thing, man. I stopped playing fighting games like a while ago. Alright, you go down my channel, go back to my videos in 2019 and early 2020. Go back to those videos. So here's the thing, man. I fucking hate fighting games.
Then don't buy them.
I do. Because people in those games, they play like a fucking bitch.
He's really a fan of My Hero One's Justice and Dragon Ball Z Kakarot while simultaneously complaining about fighting games. I mean, you can't make this shit up. This guy is literally a walking contradiction. Also, if the people you fight online quote-unquote play like a bitch, then learn how to counter their strategies. For example, in Mortal Kombat X, if your opponent is Borai Cho and they continuously use the unblockable stomp attack, you either teleport or just jump. That's literally it. There are always obvious strategies that you can use to counter these players' attacks. And Demon Slayer will most likely be no different.
So I gave up. I retired from fighting games because you'll hear people all the time say, I love how Death spends, a lot of time in training mode just to lose to that spamming and playing like a bitch. Go back to my older videos and you'll see me exposing trash talkers and bitch players, whether it be on Fighters, Injustice 2, or Shinobi Striker. Because PlayStation has gotten so infested with, bitch players.
It's literally not just PlayStation, my guy.
Alright, now let me break it down for y'all. Injustice 2. So, if you don't know, in Injustice 2, you hold the back button to block. And when the game starts, it's already be blocking and backing up for no damn reason.
Bro, what the fuck kind of excuse is that? I mean, it's almost as if blocking is used to defend yourself from attacks. God forbid that developers put in a mechanic that lets you defend yourself, am I right?
Like, I'll just be standing there and they already backing up and I'm like, why are you backing? I'm not even attacking you. Like, what the hell? Like, it pisses me off because when I play Injustice 2, it's so rare that I can find a good to have fun with. Like, people make Injustice 2 so boring and frustrating because they just want to block and spam, grab and spam.
If your opponent is spamming, then obviously the counter for that is to rush them. If necessary, you can use the roll ability to get really close to the opponent and start your attack. If your opponent is spamming grabs, then either you need to constantly jump until they figure out that throwing will not work, or you need to zone away from the opponent and use projectiles. Like, bro, it's really that simple and you cannot figure it out. But I will have to once again remind you that Injustice 2 has nothing to do with Demon Slayer because Injustice 2 is not a Storm game.
Like, for example, when I play Injustice 2, they'll pick Sub-Zero and they'll just block and spam slide.
Then block the slide.
Or they'll pick Enchantress and they'll just, keep at a distance and just, spam the same moves over and over and over.
I mean, it's almost as if Enchantress is a zoner character that relies on keeping their distance. Like, does this man not realize how fighting games work?
They'll pick Superman, spam lasers. You see what I'm saying? Like, they love playing like a bitch. Everybody. That's why nobody mains Joker, nobody mains Harley Quinn, nobody mains any other good characters.
That is obviously not true, especially with Joker and Harley Quinn, because a lot of people main those characters. I personally mained Black Manta, and I can tell you from my time playing Injustice 2 that I do not only see characters such as Superman, Sub-Zero, or Enchantress.
They main the characters that lets them play like a bitch. Ninja Turtles. They just block and spam, the skateboard. They just spam with the Ninja Turtles. They just spam the same 3 moves. The turtle shell spin, the trait where you can use your brothers and stuff like that. If you play Injustice 2, you know what I'm talking about. But that's why I retired from Injustice 2, because I'm like, I be learning my fucking combos. The combos I do with Catwoman, the combos I do with Joker, the combos I do with Batman, the combos I do with Superman, the combos I fucking learn, the combos I do with Catwoman, the combos I learn with, pretty much all the characters I wanted to main in that fucking game. Batman, Joker, Catwoman, off the top of my head, Supergirl. The fucking combos that I learned to do, all that is just to lose to a nigga that just wants to block and spam the same move over and 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 over. You feel me? Like, you just be spamming.
Like I said, there are obvious ways that you can counter people that spam online, especially if you play characters such as Supergirl. Or, if you don't like the spammers, don't play online at all.
Because I remember one time I was whooping this ass. I whooped this ass. And then he realized, oh, I can just spam with Flash. All I gotta do is slow time down and just keep spamming that same, fast speed kick over and over and over. And I'm like, you know what? Just fuck it. Alright? So that's Injustice 2. Let's move on to My Hero One's Justice 2.
Now do you see what I mean when I say that this video is misleading? Because he will talk about fighting games other than Demon Slayer, and Demon Slayer's not even out yet. He is ranting about fighting games in general, and yet he still plays them. Now, funnily enough, Death responded to this argument by saying that if he never explained it through showing off other games, then we would be confused on why he hates the game. But that doesn't mean anything because you already made 3 fucking videos explaining why you hate it. Like, Jesus Christ, it's almost as if Death doesn't know what he's talking about.
All I want to do is block and spam and run. My Hero One's Justice 2. Block and run. That's all they want to do. Nobody wants to learn combos. Just block and run and grab. Block, run, grab. Nobody wants skills.
I mean, that's pretty much because the combat in My Hero One's Justice 2 is mediocre compared to other Storm games. And once again, if your opponent is consistently blocking, the throw is the counter. Like, man, a throw does so much wonders.
In Jump Force, it's the same thing. Just block and run. Block, run, tap, square. Block, run, tap, square. Where your combos at? But this is why I personally hate Jump Force. Because I don't blame them in Jump Force. Because Jump Force has no depth to the combat. All Jump Force wants you to do is press square. That's why I personally hate Jump Force.
At least we can agree on something.
Now let's go to another fighting game. Dragon Ball Fighters. Dragon Ball Fighters. People will use the same characters. I would never run into a player online that will use a unique character. Everybody has the same 3 people on their team. One of the Brolys, whether it be regular Broly or movie Broly. Ultra Instinct Goku. They'll use a character that they can just fucking spam square or triangle with and get an easy win. Bardock, SS Blue Vegito, SS Blue Gogeta, it's just Broly, Super Broly, Ultra Instinct Goku, whoever they can spam bullshit with to get the win, they'll use it. I'll never see someone use Videl, I'll never see someone use Android 18, I'll never see someone using fucking Team Gohan. I just run into the same bitch ass players that, want to use easy ass characters, movie Broly, regular Broly, SS Blue Vegito, Gogeta, any other Gogetas, Ultra Instinct Goku, Hit is the main one. Whatever they can do to spam fucking triangle square and get an easy win.
Then frankly, I don't understand why it's one of your favorite games of all time. If you're really pissed off that people will use the same exact character, then guess what? Don't play online.
Because everybody wants to play like a bitch. Nobody wants skills, bro. That's why so many people hated. That is why so many people hated fighters until those DLC characters came out. because now they're giving them characters that they can spam like a little bitch. And I got sick of it. Now let's move to Xenoverse 2.
I'm just gonna skip this one because I can't comment on this one because I never played it.
Shinobi Striker. Spam the same Sharingan, Subterranean Voyage, Majestic Destroy Flame, just spamming the same jutsus, won't have any skill, none of that.
That's incredibly moronic to complain about because you can use these kinds of jutsus with any character in the game since they give you an advantage. I can't understand why you love these games even after you complain so much on how people will play them.
None of that. And see, I just broke it down for y'all. Fighters, Injustice 2, Shinobi Striker, My Hero 1's Justice, just broke it down for y'all. In Mortal Kombat, block, grab, sweep, uppercut, that's it.
Stop the cap. Stop the cap right now. Stop the cap.
God damn, if that's what you think Mortal Kombat 11 is, you're unironically retarded. I don't think I need to explain why this claim of how Mortal Kombat 11's mechanics work is stupid, since everybody seems to agree that there is tons more to the game than this.
No combos.
Mortal Kombat combo guides exist for a reason, my guy.
Just block and grab, block and sweep, block and uppercut. What's so funny is, when Mortal Kombat 11 first came out, I was playing with a that said, oh, Mortal Kombat 11 is just nothing but sweeps and uppercuts. And I was like, nah, man, nah, that ain't true, bro. And now, to this day, I agree with this. I 100%, no, 1000% agree with this. Y'all don't understand, I got into an altercation with this because he was dissing Mortal Kombat 11, saying all you do in the game is sweep and uppercut. That's all you have to do, to win. That's all you have to do to win. And I was like, nah, man, nah, bruh. Nah, there's more to the game than that. And I'm like, he is motherfucking right.
Well, I can't say I'm surprised due to the amount of tunnel vision you have.
And that's the thing, it's like, cause I'm in fucking, same thing with Injustice 2. I'm in training mode, learning my fucking combos, learning them to fucking death. Learning my combos with Scorpion, learning my combos with Jade, learning my combos with Shao Kahn, learning my combos with all these fucking characters just to go online and lose to that's running, using Sub-Zero to, spam slide, and spamming new Cybot with the Shadow Clone throw, and spamming Scorpion, just spam. And I'm like, so, after Mortal Kombat 11, and replaying Injustice 2, and just playing games like Fighters, My Hero 1's Justice, see, I love those games to death, but there was a reason my Hero 1's Justice 2, my Justice 2, my Dragon Ball Fighters, and, all these other games, there was a reason they sit over there collecting dust, because I was thinking to myself, why do I try so hard to be good at these games that just learn to play like a bitch and beat me?
Or, here's some better questions. Why the fuck do you play fighting games if you hate how people play online? Why do you hate Demon Slayer for being a Storm clone when you literally play Storm clones yourself? How do all of these fucking games apply to how Demon Slayer is gonna be bad? Like, bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. If you don't like the way people abuse these mechanics in fighting games, don't buy them.
But all that shit I just mentioned is why I personally hate the Demon Slayer game. After I sat down and had that conversation with myself, why do I keep pushing myself so hard in these fighting games just to lose to that's just blocking and spamming and running? Keep trying, so I'm not gonna keep letting these get so goddamn happy that this game lets them play like a bitch against a that's actually putting time and effort and work into getting good at the game. So I'm like, I retired from fighting games, and after I retired from fighting games, I expanded my horizons. Alright? Look on the screen. Ever since I left fighting games, these are the games I've been playing. Because I left fighting games and I expanded my horizons. And these are the games I've been playing and getting into and that I really enjoy.
Oh wow, you left fighting games just to play RPGs. Now your dumbass actually knows what kind of games you like. I mean, it's almost as if you shouldn't have wasted your precious time binging on these fighting games and maybe stick to what kind of games you like. And maybe you should cease this incessant rant of yours on why Demon Slayer is bad just because you're bitching about fighting game mechanics that the developers put in for the players to use.
So, one of my favorite games of all time, Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5. I love that game to death, alright? Love it to death, man. And it's just such an amazing game with awesome, combat, combat where you can like combo and juggle and just have a fucking good ass time.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you love the combo system in Devil May Cry 5. You know, the same kind of system that Nier Replicant and Nier Automata have.
And I guess that's why a lot of people didn't like Fairy Tail, another game that's one of my top favorites. I love Fairy Tail to death. Love that game to death. One of the greatest experiences I ever had in my fucking life.
Frankly, that tells me you haven't played enough RPGs to figure out how Fairy Tail is mediocre at best. I highly recommend games such as the original Final Fantasy VII, Chrono Trigger, Divinity Original Sin 2, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Undertale. All of those games are better than Fairy Tail, considering that I have played it myself and very much disliked it. I bet you money, Death, that you play one of those games and you might see that they are infinitely better than Fairy Tail.
Because a lot of people don't like turn-based because it doesn't let them play like a bitch.
The entire Pokemon series would like to have a word with you.
And the thing is, man, Devil May Cry 5 is a game where I get to juggle the combat. What I mean by juggling is how I get to create fucking combos, be aggressive with the combos, and the game has new ways to, add depth to the combos. That's what I'm talking about when you add depth to your video games.
Oh my god, you can juggle combos in DMC5? Man, I wish I had a game like that. Oh wait, I do.
Unlike, Genshin Impact, Genshin Boredom, where all you do is go around, tap circle, and, Final Fantasy VII, you go around, tap square, magic attack.
Then go play the original game. It's your cup of tea anyways.
Genshin Impact, circle, circle, magic attack, add depth to the fucking combat. Wise 9, go around, square, 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 special attack. Add depth to your combat. You feel me? I don't want to just sit there and press one goddamn button. I hate that shit.
I mean, as much as I hate Genshin Impact, it's not required to press only one button to beat these games you mention.
God awful Genshin Impact, God awful Final Fantasy VII Remake. No, do like Devil May Cry 5, where you add depth into the combat and you make the combat so goddamn fun. Where I get to create fucking combos, experience new ways to do combos, be aggressive, and just have fun, doing random fucking combos. I just be like, oh shit, I don't know what kind of combo I'm gonna do on this enemy. You're just going in, blazing, juggling, and seeing what kind of combo you can fucking create.
Man, if only you reinstalled a certain game.
Oh, well, let me stop. Because Devil May Cry 5 and Sakuna of Rice and Ruin, and another game that I want to bring up, Senran Kagura.
Damn!
That game was absolute trash.
Unlike these boring ass games that just want you to tap one button and do a magic attack.
You don't need to only press one button, my guy.
Love that shit. And I was hoping that the Demon Slayer game was gonna be like that. I was hoping Demon Slayer was gonna be like that. Because when I heard that they were making a Demon Slayer game, I was super hyped. Because what did I think he was gonna be doing? Slaying demons.
If you want to go slay demons, then go play Doom Eternal. That game is pretty much the pinnacle of slaying demons whenever you wish. And let's be honest, if Demon Slayer gets a story mode, there's a good chance you can slay demons in there.
The fucking game is called Demon Slayer. So what did I think he was going to be doing? Slaying demons. It's common fucking sense. I thought I was going to be slaying demons. But instead, you turn this into a motherfucking nutter bullshit ass Jump Force, My Hero Academia, Storm Fighters type fucking game.
I will have to once again call out your hypocrisy, Mr. I Play Kakarot and My Hero Wants Justice 2.
Well, you're making this into another Jump Force, Storm, My Hero Wants Justice type game. Like I said before, you kind of see why I'm putting this together now? You're making this into a game where is finna block, run, play like a bitch, block, run, play like a bitch, spam, and act like they good. This is why I'm so fucking pissed.
You're pissed off that Demon Slayer will be another Storm clone while you yourself play Storm clones, which some of them you consider to be some of the best games you've played. Can't you see how fucking stupid your argument is?
And this is why I'm so fucking pissed at the fucking Demon Slayer game. Because you could have made this into a dope ass Devil May Cry type fucking game. You could have made this into a dope ass one player hack and slash game like Devil May Cry 5, Monster Hunter World, Senran Kagura type game. You know, just with Demon Slayer style. And because the more I think about it, the more pissed I get. Imagine how dope this game would be if it was a Demon Slayer game with the same mechanics as Devil May Cry, and you can, you know, do special attacks on demons that you see in the fucking show. Imagine how dope that would be if this was a one-player game. A one-player Devil May Cry Monster Hunter type game. Like, imagine how dope that would be, using Tanjiro and, you know, doing his water style attacks on these demons in a fun ass one player hack and slash experience. But instead of that, you're finna give me another spamming ass, boring ass online multiplayer fighter. You're finna give me another boring ass My Hero Wants Justice, Storm, Jump Force type game. When it's just finna play like a bitch and run and spam and then cry and make their little videos saying, you know, Tanjiro needs to be nerfed, Nezuko needs to be nerfed, so on and so forth. That's what you did.
I still don't really see the problem with this game being a Storm clone because let's face it, nobody really cares anymore because most anime games turn out like this, and people will still buy them because they love playing Storm clones.
That's why I personally hate this fucking game. That's why this game burns a fucking hole in my heart, bro. I hate this fucking game with a fucking passion. And you know, to add icing to the cake, they're defending the game right now, but when it comes out, they're gonna shit on it. They will, and I'll be laughing at y'all. Because here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Y'all shitted on every single, you know, I don't want to repeat myself that I say in the videos, but it's fucking true. Y'all shitted on every single anime game that came out. You know, My Hero Wants Justice 2, Dragon Ball FighterZ, Kakarot, Fairy Tail, Xenoverse 2. So, you're acting like the Demon Slayer game is gonna be good, but you're just saying that because everybody else is saying that. You ain't finna, you know, love this game when it comes out. Hell no.
And you're going to buy it regardless of how you think of it, just like you've stated in your previous videos on Demon Slayer. So tell me, what's the fucking point here?
But just like that, I personally hate this fucking game. I can't believe they doing some shit like that. Got me over here thinking, you know what I'm gonna be doing? Slaying demons. Have the dope ass one player hack and slash awesome ass experience. A Devil May Cry Monster Hunter dope ass experience with these Demon Slayer characters. That was gonna be a fucking 20 out of 10 game right there. But no, you wanna make this into a Storm Jump Force type shit. When it's finna get online and play like a fucking bitch. Like everything I mentioned with Injustice 2, My Hero Wants Justice 2, Jump Force, Shinobi Striker, stuff like that. You're about to make another game where people's finna play like a bitch and, you know, just ruin the game for fucking everybody. Fuck that, bruh. Hell no. Could have had a dope ass Devil May Cry 5 type of experience, but you want to turn that into just a game where they ain't finna put no effort, no skill or anything. Just play like a bitch and act like they good. Fuck them, bruh. Cause that's how dumb the anime gaming community is, bruh. This game is gonna come out and they finna find a way to play like a bitch. They gonna spam the same move, play like a fucking bitch, and just act like they good, bruh. And that's the type of game you give them. Fuck this game.
Thank God. It's finally over. Honestly, guys, I was about to die from brain cancer from this. Alright, it's time for the bottom line. Death, if you're watching this, you still have a chance to redeem yourself. All I did was criticize you on one thing in a server where you could see for yourself. Just because I criticized your video, that doesn't mean I hate you as a person, but what I expect you to do after watching this is to please understand that criticism is necessary in order to do better. Criticism is always necessary to call out bullshit. Otherwise, some YouTubers, including myself, would never have made a YouTube channel. So please, I'm giving you a second chance. If you don't take it, then fine by me. I don't hate you as a person, at least not until you pull off any other scummy shit. So, do whatever you like. I don't care. But that's it from me. I hope you all liked this video. You probably didn't, but if you did, make sure to check out my Discord server as well as like, comment, and subscribe for more content. And I will see you all later.